Hey everybody, this is Jepi and and just a quick disclaimer about this episode. I screwed up my inputs and the audio on my part isn't the best that it could have been, and I apologize for that. And also, the versions of the podcasts that I've been posting for the last couple times could have been edited better on my part, so I will do a much better job next time. Promise. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Hey everybody, welcome to the Brainal podcast. This is episode 28 and this is May 25th, 2016. I'm Jepi Condile.
I'm Frozen GFX.
I'm Mr. Giggles.
I should go, I'm Jepi Condile. How you guys doing today? Why do I ask that? It's so stupid, right?
Not stupid, man. It's alright. I'm doing good.
Stupid!
You're just stupid. It's okay.
It's okay, yeah, I'm just stupid. Speaking of stupid, a stupid plane is flying over my place. Hey, just a weird note.
People.
Do you guys ever hear planes flying close and it sounds like they're going to crash in your place?
No. I can't say.
Oh.
Living in the danger zone?
It may be time for you to move.
No, I'm not saying that I've ever experienced that. I was just curious if you guys ever have. All right. So, we admittedly, or at least on my front, on my behalf, I haven't had that much time to look into a lot of things, mainly because Overwatch. But basically, we got to get into. What was that?
Hey?
Destiny. So, Giggles, I'd like you to lead the way.
Okay, so there's a big reveal. Well, I should say big leak, not a reveal. Nothing's been confirmed yet, but the new DLC for Destiny was unofficially leaked or announced, however you want to say it, just a few days ago. It's going to be called The Rise of Iron, which, let me just say, does anyone else think that name is just awesome?
Yeah.
It is, but it makes me envision Titans just running happily, throwing Thor hammers everywhere. Rise of Iron! Rise of Iron!
So it's supposed to be a big expansion, right?
So, it's supposed to be a big expansion. Now, obviously, nothing's been confirmed. As far as I've seen on the interwebs, nothing's been announced, or there's been no word from Bungie about anything. But what's really interesting to me and intriguing is the fact that the content that they have from now until Destiny 2, whenever that gets announced or released, is supposed to be free. So, you know, I'm curious. This seems like it should be a pretty epic release DLC. I mean, just to talk about the poster real quick, which we should probably, if we get a chance, post that to the website so people can see it at Brainal.net. But
Thank you for that. Thank you.
And
Exactly ready, but thank you.
But
it's ready right now, people.
it's ready like an hour ago.
Description.
But no, so it's a pretty awesome picture. It's of Lord Saladin, which, if you've played Destiny, you should know who that is, with a giant flaming battle axe, which is just one of the most epic pictures of Destiny I've seen in a long time.
Two-hander. It's a two-hander.
It's a two-hander. But I'm really curious to see if this is free and exactly what it should be about.
But you forgot that he's rolling around with his pack of wolves right there.
And I forgot.
You see those? He's like conquered. He's Liam Nielsen in The Gray. Just conquered with the flaming battle.
Who's Liam Nielsen?
Neat. You know who I mean.
I don't know who you mean. Who you mean? You got the answers.
You ain't got the answers, Jeppy.
Yeah, so apparently I didn't realize there were animals other than birds in Destiny. Apparently there were wolves. Yeah, I didn't know wolves actually were still around. That's pretty cool. The wolf names. So Saladin is the Iron Banner guy, correct? Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
You so smart. You so smart.
I so smart. So according to what the hell I'm reading, the wolves have names? No, the wolves don't have names? The wolves apparently signal the return of the queen, Mara Sov. That's what I'm reading. Who has been confirmed as returning character after explosive departure in The Taken King.
Which I don't get what that would have to do with the other, but that would be awesome considering she was one of the most loved characters in the game so far.
What if Saladin pulls off his mask and it's the queen?
Mind blown.
Yeah, so according to what I'm reading, which is from express.co.uk, just randomly came across this. So I think this is Express, the clothing retailer. That's this news.
Oh, that's such a good gaming source.
Oh man.
Express Games.
New raid, as well as a new weapon type, and that double-hander hammer. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know if it's gonna be free or not. I would assume if it were to be quote unquote free, you'd have to have already owned the Taken King to get that. But I forgot exactly what Bungie said as far as what was gonna be free. If it was just everything till Destiny 2 comes out, or if it was just year 2 stuff. Because technically that would get into year 3.
Well, from my understanding, they announced that all future DLC would now be free. That was that. I remember, I can't confirm what report I read that in, but they had stated that all their future content would be free to play, and that they would no longer charge. The next thing that people would have to pay for would be Destiny 2. I forget exactly where I read that. I want to say it might have been on might have been on IGN, but don't quote me on it.
You guys discuss this. I'm gonna try and find that quote you're talking about, but I'm gonna mute myself so you don't hear the typing. So
That's fine. It was like I said, it was on IGN, but basically it was after the backlash from Taken King, and also some of the backlash that was from the House of Wolves expansion. So,
I mean, it should be interesting. I do remember something about that after that fallout with the last expansion, and yeah, I do remember them saying that it was going, like, all of them were going to be free.
yeah, well, one of the issues that I think a lot of people had, was the fact is they announced this huge, awesome expansion, and then the problem is the amount of content per expansion is very varied from expansion to expansion. I mean, if you...
I'm sorry, very, very, very what?
Varied. There's a huge gap between the amount of content you got from, for example, The Dark Below versus The Taken King. But it's been interesting. I've read a few different articles now on it, and looked, kind of researched on the web, that there's even going to be a new raid.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Because, I mean, that takes a lot of time to design that, unless they had that in the works prior. But, I mean, I know they've been focusing really on the, the Destiny 2, whenever that, comes out next year, I guess.
I did some researching, and according to Macy's, basically what they promised was free DLC until fall of 2016.
Oh, well then there you go. If this is supposed to hit in September, then they're probably gonna. Who knows? Maybe that'll be the last
Well, the
or
thing,
the first,
what's
depending.
curious is I think when this came out, everyone was still assuming Destiny 2 would come out this fall. But I'm
Yeah,
not entirely sure. But I think it wasn't until Destiny 2 came out. I think it was just for year 2, which would be till the fall. So, again, like I said, I think that would be technically year 3 that would start in the fall. So, again, it's from
yeah. I wonder.
Macy's, though. I could check thegap.com, but we'll see what they say.
It should be pretty cool to see what is in there. The only thing that I read about it is from Engadget.com, saying that it will most likely focus on the Iron Lords and the Iron Wolves, particularly the story around the wall of the Lost City.
Oh,
So it'll be cool if they were to do something like that to see the Iron Lords defending the wall, and of course the Iron Wolves taking putting up against the Fallen on the battle of the Six Fronts. So this would be pretty cool.
You, you know, crazy theory, but just to throw it out there. So I remember ways back, me and Jepi is like when we first all started playing, and we were just exploring the tower. It was when they released one of the new maps for the PvP, and it was the map where you're in the tower fighting. Does anyone know the name of that map?
I think it's Bannerfall.
Okay,
Yeah.
but everyone knows what I'm talking
Or
about.
something
for
like
those.
like the tower with the big red tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, with that map, if you notice, and this is something that we kind of realized as we were running around exploring, that if you go to one of those locations where the speaker is, and you
Mm-hmm.
look at that big door that sometimes Zur is
Well,
in
yeah.
front of,
Mm-hmm.
that actually, if you look above that door, the top of that is the same as in that arena.
But I don't think they're the same place because when the camera zooms in to that map of Bannerfall, that I don't know, I might be wrong, but that ceiling looks way smaller than what I think the tower could fit in to. But I'm not sure. But Frozen, do you remember that idea you had way back in the day of a public event happening at the tower? That'd be cool if that happened.
Yes. Oh man, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be
Get
awesome.
all the Guardians together in the tower to fight against whatever. That'd be dope.
The Marshmallow Man.
Yes, the Marshmallow Man and
Oh man. Um, yeah, so Iron Banner's going on now. Apparently, there was a glitch. You get where it was an infinite rocket ammo in Iron Banner, and they fixed that. And but that would have been crazy. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm so curious what they're gonna show. They're gonna have to show more of that, and I'm not crazy thinking that they have to show Destiny 2 at E3, right?
The rumor is that they're going and they're not going to show Destiny 2s. They're actually going to show this expansion, and that this poster, it wasn't from Kotaku.com. I'm trying to think what website it was from, but they stated that the user who posted the photo said that it was a poster designed to be used for advertisements at E3.
yeah, I think it was released on Reddit. I think the user was on Reddit. But it could be. I could be.
No, it was a Reddit user. I don't know the user's name though.
I would be disappointed if they didn't show any of Destiny 2. Yeah, at E3. Man, what is there to look forward to at E3?
Well, there's rumors of there may be some new devices coming from Microsoft
Yeah.
and the Xbox.
Can we talk about that?
Supposedly 4 times the power as the original, well, not the original, as the Xbox One.
Well, yeah, I mean, from what I read, there could be two devices. One of them would be like a streaming device, similar to what I guess the PlayStation TV is. But I mean, nobody really knows the details of that. The other would be a new version of the Xbox One console, and a sub release of that would be a newer version of the Xbox One console that would have a more powerful GPU, which is, I think, Giggles, what you were talking about. That will support the Oculus Rift VR headset, but that's just
Well, I
rumor
could
at the
so
moment.
see them doing that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how the HoloLens is going to fare. And
Yeah.
I think that would be smart on their part. I'm trying to... This is going to sound weird, but I'm trying to remember what the slim model of the Xbox 360 looked like. I completely forgot. I remember what the original one looked like. Oh, I got it. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be... Man, I feel like this year's E3 is going to be a little... I don't know, but I feel like maybe possibly my expectations personally are starting to drop considerably, especially with Nintendo announced that maybe some things I never would have thought of would be very surprising. So who knows? We'll see.
Well, at E3, I expect a big... I've heard of a couple, I believe it was not EA, it was Ubisoft announcing possibly a new IP, which has me kind of excited. Final Fantasy 15 has me really excited.
Yeah, that's true.
And then there's a few other games that I'm not thinking off the top of my head, but speaking of things, this is probably going to make Frozen cry if you didn't already know. And
Oh my God.
What?
there was a certain game that's been reportedly delayed.
Whoa.
No, dude,
No.
tread carefully.
And I'm sorry to say that No Man's Sky has...
No, hold on. Don't.
No,
speak any
no,
other way.
this
I
is
gotta-
not news because this is no.
It's-
False.
Oh my God.
No, I haven't heard anything
Seriously.
about this.
No Man's Sky delayed.
What?
Yep.
Did this just happen?
Yeah.
2 hours ago, posted on Kotaku.
How
And
much?
and
How long?
IGN, 1 to 2 months at least. This is just like a moment of silence, like right now.
You know, I've dealt with Zelda releases before, but this is something different.
So
I'm blaming you,
Yeah, if you didn't.
and so totally your fault. Why would you come on this podcast and give me such
Who
news? Like that?
who do you think you are?
it's expected.
First of all, what did we train for?
What did we trade?
There's no point in doing this podcast right now. I'm so bummed out.
Wait, so that would be in August. August.
July to August. So, but to continue on the train of negative news,
Dude.
But
At least
man,
it can't get any worse.
yeah, I think you'll be okay. I'm upset, but you guys should be okay with this. The Division came out with its new update yesterday,
I heard about this.
and supposedly, which I'm almost scared to check my account right now, I'm on PlayStation, that the new update has been once again deleting characters from people's accounts.
Oh my God.
That's what you get, Giggles, for bringing that news.
That right? That man. That's right. The hell with the character sheets.
But
With that news, that's what you
yeah,
get.
supposedly they're actively
Hope it
working
deletes
on
the
it.
game.
And they've I forget what the official statement was from them, but they're actively seeking solutions. A lot of people are outraged because this is now the second update that has now once again triggered character deletions after the first time. And when they were announcing patch 1.2, the developers stated that they were taking their time, and that's why this expansion was delayed, because of the problems that 1.1 had, and now this is happening. So it's been a big thing over the internet. A lot of haters right now on Division.
Yeah, well, those people need to just chill, okay? Because there's more important things like this No Man's Sky delayed. I'm looking at it right now, and this is pissing me off. Man, is this on freaking...
This, this would not have been a reality had you not said anything, Gigs.
What pisses me off is it's less than a month than what it was supposed to come out.
I'm saying, dude, I was hyped. I was getting ready.
Jeez.
So,
You just stop, dude.
to continue on a positive note.
Wait.
Okay.
But we were not positive to begin with. You mean to stop this negativity?
Well, to continue on a positive note, as in...
To save your own life right now?
to continue and talk about something positive, Overwatch has blown up, is receiving scores of like a 9.2 to 9.8 across the board.
Oh, really? I haven't seen any reviews.
Metacritic, last I checked, and that was this afternoon, I was actually talking to Good Coffee, and it received a 9.8 on Metacritic, which is ridiculously impressive.
Yeah, it's great, but No Man's Sky.
I'm
still bummed about that, Giggles.
I'm sorry.
You should have warned us before we started recording.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have just let us know so we can have our time to grieve properly.
And now we're just gonna.
And then we could have picked
people are gonna hear us
because
emotionally react. I
just feel this is so bad.
No offense, Giggles, but I'm just gonna murder you. Okay? No offense. You'd understand. You understand. This is bigger than you. Okay.
All right. Well, look. Maybe, Jepi. Maybe I can turn things around for you. Okay. Because this is actually pretty good news, but it involves you going someplace out of your way. But I think you're not going to mind.
Well, I'm already in hell, so any place better than hell is good.
All right. So I'll do this in a question form. So, what is one of your favorite places that you visited with me in the past, 10 years?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is Player One.
Okay.
And then
I'm
Park Avenue CD?
I'm thinking more in a different state.
You're talking about New York?
Yes, New York.
Okay, because in my mind I went to New Mexico.
Okay. So in New York, there's a great store over there, and I think you know it very well.
I'm not there, Frozen. How is this going to make me feel better?
All right, well, you have time. This is what I'm telling you. So Nintendo is going to allow 500 Nintendo fans.
No, because Giggles is going to go there, and then he's going to make me jealous.
I'm going to take so many pictures and selfies and send it.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you'll be able to play the Legend of Zelda, the new one, on the Wii U. It's going to be between the dates of June 14th and June 19th. So, even though No Man's Sky got delayed,
it's only 500 people, right?
Yeah, it's only 500 people. You need to sign up. Be the super fan sign up day, which will be on June 11th, and I can send you the link, and I'll try to get it up on the website since Giggles already, blew that wide open.
Giggles, you have 2 jobs, okay? You got to do that, and then develop a teleporter. You're not gonna go. I'm gonna go. You sign up for me. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. So that seems to be pretty cool. There is even a hint that a special guest, an important special guest, will be there. So
it's Carrot Top. I can feel it.
It's Carrot Top.
And Jeppy's gonna miss all of it.
You have some time if you plan accordingly.
Don't worry, I'll send you pictures.
Wow.
Distraught is the word of my emotions now.
Do you have any other depressing news, Gigs?
I've tried really hard to find something that would be more depressing, but I can't find anything. I tried real hard, though.
It seems that there's been a discovery on how we can re-download PT on PS4 for anyone who originally downloaded the game but may have deleted it off their console.
Mm-hmm.
The process is pretty complicated. Doesn't involve hacking or modding anything.
Does it involve a computer?
It does involve a computer.
See, I could have sworn I read something, like maybe not what you're talking about, but something like this months ago. Where, involving your computer and a hard drive or some stuff like that, but I'm not entirely sure. But it sounded crazy.
So,
is it crazy?
The process, for anyone who's not very familiar with networking, can be a bit challenging, but I don't think it's impossible. But again, the only caveat is that you would have to have downloaded it in the past. If you've never downloaded the game, then you won't be able to get it. So maybe I can post that again, or that on the site as well.
Cool. You get a lot of traffic if you posted that No Man's Sky's delay is false.
No, wait, No Man's Sky's what?
That delay is not true.
Yeah.
And then you heard from a reputable source that is coming out June 21st.
That's not Gigs.
From Macy's.
And then I'll just shame Gigs forever.
Oh, man. I'm just picturing we somehow make Gigs like FBI's most wanted list of like he did some crap.
He's the anti-Snowden.
Oh man. We'll call him a traitor for betraying Team Red. It's okay. We'll activate Operation Dunsparce to get him. Dunsparce will fix everything.
Have you guys have played any new games recently or no?
Overwatch is. Let me put it this way.
Your life.
Remember Sleep? Do you remember? Remember Sleep?
I do. Yes, I do remember.
I didn't expect to, but the past 2 nights I've gone to sleep at like 5 a.m, and just upon playing the first night, I've met really cool people. They're easy to point out because they're the ones who talk. They chat. A lot of people don't chat right now, but I don't think they realize how important that is. And that you know what I realized what it was again with I think I expressed my fear of that it might be another Evolve, because and also it doesn't offer a campaign mode or a single player mode or whatever. But I started to realize what Blizzard has done is the game itself to me doesn't feel bare bones like Evolve has, but to me feels so simplified and streamlined that there's not much. I mean, there's a handful of maps, a lot of characters, and a couple different gameplay modes, but that small little bit that you play over and over and over again is so well done that I constantly look forward to it. It's a lot. You've played it, Frozen. It's a lot like Street Fighter as far as, if you think about it, fighting game, there's not much to it. But if what you have is really good and very polished and very well thought out, then it's easy to get into, And so I've been enjoying it thoroughly.
Right. Cool, man.
Yeah, to the point that it's the only thing that's going to fix this No Man's Sky thing. Maybe that's a delay. I'm curious. I'm curious as to why the delay would be announced 2 days after Overwatch came out. I think the developers just started playing Overwatch and they forgot to finish the game. They're like, it's going to take a couple months more. We got to get this out of our system. That's pretty much anything I've been playing.
Todd, you work on that map yet? No, dude, I'm in Overwatch. What?
Just a really quick side note.
Overwatch.
You guys hear about Battleborn and what they're trying to do?
No.
Battleborn, I feel bad for the people who bought the. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. But Battleborn, till I think this weekend, have announced that they're knocking $20 off the game. I think it's obviously to compete with Overwatch, but I think that discount is only through the 2K store, which is a little messed up. But I might feel a little burned if I bought the game to begin with.
Yeah, I don't think they expected Overwatch to be as strong as a competitor.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I feel they might be different games, but I think most people won't be able to tell the difference superficially, but either way.
So, I don't know how, I know, Jepi, I don't think you have.
You said enough.
But, Frozen, you played World of Warcraft, correct?
Yes, I have.
Let me ask you a question. How did you feel about the movie? The announcement of the movie.
Well, I'm about to say, because I don't think it's come out yet, but I was excited about that. When I saw the trailer, I had mixed emotions on it. I do like the direction they're taking, what seems to be the direction they're taking on that game. I do like a couple of the actors that are in the movie. But I don't know, man. It could be a real stinker once it actually comes out.
Well, I'm excited. I stopped playing World of Warcraft a long time ago. A friend reached out to me to actually jump back in. He said that what they're doing with the new expansion is going to be incredible. But I'm still on the fence. But I found it interesting that I was reading earlier today that it was on Destructoid, I believe, that the movie has received horrible reviews, averaging around a 4.8 to 5 on most major review websites. And it's got me a little bummed, but I can think of other times that there's been movies that I think they've gone pretty harsh on, and that they've turned out pretty well. I loved the trailers. I actually really liked the cast that they picked for the movie, and I'm curious to see what happens. But I thought that was interesting just because of the fact that this was kind of being thought to be the movie that would kind of reinvigorate video games being done as movies.
What? I don't really agree with that. But then again, me personally, I think that the nature of a movie that had origins from a video game, most often than not, I feel that it gets very low reviews just in the general public eye. I mean, World of Warcraft, or Warcraft in general, is a pretty niche series within gaming, even though it's iconic in the franchise and the series, I should say. But it has a lot of negative connotation to non-serious gamers of that game. I mean, people make fun of it all the time. It's got a negative, I guess, persona attached to it, just from regular, your average gamer. So I would think that that movie wouldn't score very high unless, people who've played that game.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if it's a professional movie critic, they should not factor in public view of a franchise. Maybe just the writing's really bad, because that's it. I mean, visually it looked great, except sometimes the orcs, as far as from the trailer, sometimes they looked good, sometimes they looked just like painted people with horns stuck in their mouths. But outside of that, the imagery looked great. So maybe just the premise and the script was crappy. Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, I'll tell you, I'm excited for it still, and I just thought it was interesting. I knew that Frozen played WoW, so I had to ask him. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I think what's going to restore my faith in good movies coming from games is going to be Assassin's Creed. I don't know if you've watched that trailer, but it's incredible.
I did see that,
Actually,
and I do really, really like it. But I am hesitant when the actual movie comes out if it's going to be one of those things where the trailer was amazing and then the movie's just a flop.
maybe, but you know what else? I hope they don't pull an Assassin's Creed with the Assassin's Creed movie, where it seems like, oh, they're going to have a definitive story. No, we're just going to make all these movies. That's what I'm afraid of. Either it'll be very successful when they do that, they pull Transformers or something, or it just flops, one of those two. You know what I wish they would do instead? Instead of tackling huge franchises, do solid, again, I'm not going to spoil anything, do solid storylines that are more realistic to pull off visually. And I think the best video game movie that would have the best luck translating is Last of Us, if they did that. Because it's a good story, and
they talked about it, didn't they?
I don't know, but the thing is, maybe Warcraft might suffer from the same thing that was it Gods of Egypt suffered, where it looked like a green screen movie. And I think Pan, that movie, I haven't seen it, but that was crapped on because of that same thing too. I'm just curious to see, maybe that's what happened with Warcraft, but I don't know. I would love to see video game movies take off, but if they're done right. Do you guys hear Mirror's Edge gonna have a TV show?
Yeah, that's interesting.
What?
Yeah. I think that might do well, depending on the network. It better not be CW.
It's gonna be CW. You know it's gonna be CW.
I don't know who else would do
It's
it.
gonna be
maybe
some...
Sci-Fi would do it, or maybe Netflix.
Why should it be Nickelodeon?
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm trying to think. I did solve Uncharted 4. It did beat that.
Solved it?
Yeah. Solved that tape, dog. And that game, it was incredible. I'll put it that way. And for what it's worth, without spoiling anything, this has one of the best final boss fights, not just in any of the Uncharted games, but in most games I've ever played. It had a very well done final boss fight for me personally, where it was intense. I'll put it that way. But I'm not gonna spoil anything. But I really enjoyed that game. That game was awesome. I can't.
What?
I still haven't played it yet. I have to pick it up this week. I've been slacking.
Yeah, that's what Hello Game said.
Sounds like you're opening a can of soda.
Well, I think he's made of snakes. It would explain a lot.
Snakes. The House of Slytherin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, No Man's Sky? What happened?
You happen.
What's about to happen to your face? You talk like that.
I could just easily just spoil Uncharted 4 right now. Just now. I could just... That's right. That's right, Giggles.
I got a feeling this is going to be the last podcast
Ever. Of anything.
Giggles will ever be a part of.
I'm going to name this podcast Sleep Now, Giggles. Sleep.
Night-night. You better go night-night.
What about you guys? Have you guys been playing anything else? What about you, Frozen?
Man, I haven't played anything new. Schoolwork has been my game.
Super Homework Brothers?
Yeah, Super Homework Brothers 2 and Street Homework 5.
What did we come up with? It was Friend Fighter 5.
Friend.
Oh man. All right. What about question of the week?
Okay, question of the week. We have Memorial Day coming up, and my question of the week was, in relation to that, what's a game that you've played that you felt the most patriotic? So, I would imagine, for example, any type of, first-person shooting war game.
Are you specifically referring to American patriotism, or were you just had that feeling you were standing up for something?
The feeling of, your patriotism to whatever country, whatever flag you fly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Giggles, you want to go for it?
I honestly took the question, like, as you first said it, like, as in, like, American, like, patriotism. So, to be honest, Homefront, the original, the first one, that game, there's a scene in that game where, like, your friends all get attacked or whatever, and, it was, like, something with, like, kids being, like, murdered or something, and it was them, like, destroying, like, America. And I just remember watching that game being like, although this wasn't the greatest game I've ever played, this is one of the greatest sequences of a game I've ever played. And it made me just want to, like, run outside with, like, a shotgun and, like, the flag and, like, go find somebody that was, like, doing something un-American and stop them.
That was one with, was it North Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. By the way, I heard the new Homefront's been doing pretty crappy. I didn't have high expectations for it.
I thought it might have been a little bit more improved, but I don't remember the first one getting all that high a review either, excuse me. But I did like it. What about you?
For me, the one that stands out hard is Mass Effect 2, specifically with Suicide Mission. Just the gravity of that situation where you're the leader and you gotta put the right people in the right spot to do the right thing, and just the music was perfect and infiltrating, and the fact that you're gonna die, or that was the tone. That is, again, Suicide Mission.
What was this?
Mass Effect 2.
Oh, okay.
It was a Mass Effect. There were sci-fi games, RPGs that came out for the last generation. You should check them out. Done by BioWare. They have another game coming out next year. Keep those snakes in. It's like you're farting snakes. But the basically, that's what it is, man. Giggles. I feel like, actually, I'm gonna talk to you first. I feel like Giggles died, and just snakes inhabited his body. And the only thing the snakes wanted to do is just give us bad news. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
I agree 100% with you. Well, I don't specifically say Mass Effect 2, just the entire series, because I've never felt like more that it was my duty to save the universe, basically, from these, from the threats. It was just like, man, okay, I have so much responsibility on my shoulders. I'm going to do this right without messing it up. I got a good team with me, and we're just going to kick ass across the entire universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Oh no! Actually, I know what Giggles' true patriotic moment was. It was playing Mario Kart against a particular friend of ours.
Oh, that was so epic. That was so epic. In every way, I think. All right, tell that story, because that story is just...
Yeah, I'm not even joking, Frozen, because I felt it. Okay, it was me, him. It was Coffee, and oh man, I'm gonna call him G-Rock, but I forgot. He told me to call him a different name. Oh man, it was something with 3 T's, but anyway. we were doing this little game tournament thing just between the four of us. Just something you understand about Coffee. So he won the trophy that night, and I don't know if we've ever played again because I don't think he wants to give up the trophy. And ever. And how many years ago was that, Giggles?
Like 2 years ago.
I think it was more than that. It was when Mario Kart 8 first came out, right?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, no, that would be like 2 years or something. But, yeah, so the Coffee came in first, I came in second, and then him, Giggles, and G-Rock were trying to race to see who would not come in last. And both of them weren't doing too hot, and then it's funny because you'll understand why, Frozen, but I don't want you to say anything, but we put on Smooth McGroove's version of Phoenix Wright's Cornered. And keep in mind, Giggles has never heard this song in his life. He didn't know what it was from. But it was so epic where I've never seen him more focused ever. Right? And he essentially became Super Saiyan and just destroyed G-Rock and came in third place. But
wow, for the bronze.
yeah, it was incredible. But I felt it. Like, I knew I was watching history happen in front of my eyes.
No, but it was like surround sound playing, like...
And then how many times have we listened to it in the car? Oh man, that's good stuff.
And it was great because it was like right at a point where he started playing it like right after the very start of the race, and I was just about to lose. Like, I was just starting to lose, where the game was going in the other guy's favor. And he played this song, and it was just like I was possessed. Like, I could not lose. like my I'm always Baby Mario usually, and it was just like Baby Mario became injected with steroids. And
Who's from, by the way, PT, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a link down in the description for Smooth McGroove's Cornered, so you guys, anyone listening, can hear it, and just imagine you're down on your luck and you're the underdog. Speaking of which, I think the Ace Attorney games have plenty of patriotic moments where you're protecting someone, trying not to get them framed or whatever. That's good. And then another runner-up for me would be the ending to Fire Emblem Awakening. The last chapter was really good. But Mass Effect, man. If Mass Effect Andromeda can harness that gravity, that'd be awesome.
Huh? So what about you, Frozen?
No.
Well, I'm going to agree 100% with Jepi. Well, actually, not really Mass Effect 2, and I've already said this before.
You should have just kept saying the whole thing. Giggles, did you think I was just talking this whole time? Oh, the snakes went away.
I think
The snakes are busted.
I really think that you secretly loved to bring that bad news to us.
Oh, I don't think it's a secret.
And
I think it's a secret.
And you even called me out. To me specifically.
I heard him smile. I heard it.
You heard the smiles.
It
right?
did.
You heard him giggle to himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know you personally.
I know him personally, and you're damn right. He's trying to hide it right now. I can hear it. He's holding that in. Thanks for reminding me about that.
No, but Gigs, I was saying it was Mass Effect because just everything in that game.
What about yours, Giggles? What's your answer?
Well, I said mine was that moment in Homefront for just like, because it was an American thing. But if you're gonna say overall, that's a good question. I didn't think about it any further than that. But I'd have to say, I don't know.
If you don't have anything else, I have a question of the week for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, God. What do we do?
I was just kind of joking as far as asking you again. Oh, we can ask the question again?
All right.
What about Shadow of the Colossus? There were some patriotic moments there, too.
Gotta save my wife.
What?
Said I gotta save my wife.
Oh. I thought it was his sister.
Was it the sister?
I might be wrong.
That would make it so awkward.
No, I think it's the wife.
You talk amongst yourselves. Awkward honeymoon. Good thing you don't have a sister, so this wouldn't be awkward. I'll look it up later. Anyway. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining us on this most depressing episode of the Brainal podcast. I just reminded myself of the delay. Hello, games. If you can hear me, goodbye. It should be called Goodbye Games.
You broke my heart.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone have a great week. We'll see. You'll hear from us. You'll hear from us next week. And take care. And as a horrible way to end it, awkward. Peace.
Peace.
Night.